What's up, Guardians? Welcome back to Destiny 2. If you're a new player, this is just for you. If you're a hunter, this is especially for you. And we're gonna go over some Cryptarch things slash exotics that you want to grab as a new hunter, as a new player. Things to kind of help you start working towards making a build for your hunter. The more you play through the Final Shape campaign, the more you're going to unlock your prismatic abilities. Now, when you start your character, if you bought the Final Shape, you want to focus on unlocking the Final Shape. You can play on normal or you can play on hard. I'm not going to tell you which way you want to play. If you want to just get in the game and unlock it prismatic, then just play on normal. Now, if you want to play through it and unlock some exotics at the end of the campaign, you would play on legend, but that's going to be up to you. For now, as you play the game and as you play different activities, you are going to have some exotic engrams drop, and if you have any, you'll see them here in your inventory. So you go to your character, then your inventory, and they'll be right here. Now what you do with those is you come here to the Cryptarch in the tower, and when you load in the tower, he's going to be just right here. Sometimes you'll have people loading in right here, so you want to go to him and then click here. Now the first thing I want you to note is what rank you are. If you are not high enough rank, you will not see what I'm about to show you, but you want to start working on your rank to raise it to this point, because you start out with 1 page, 2 page, and the more you rank up, you get a 3rd page to where you can focus. But you need to unlock it in order to focus it. Now, if you go another rank up and you're high enough, you'll have a 4th page. On this page, you will just need an exotic cipher and an exotic engram, and you can pick any hunter exotic that is available in the game as of June 4th, 2025. So this is for B4, the Edge of Fate. That's another thing that you need to worry about. If you want to unlock any exotics and use any of these exotics, it will have to be before the Edge of Fate. Once the Edge of Fate comes out, there will be a new system, and I'll be going over that system once it drops. A lot of big YouTube content creators and streamers just released a video regarding Edge of Fate and things that are coming and changing. I won't be making that video till the game is actually out and final, so things can change based on what they've released and told them. So I wouldn't, I would have that with a grain of salt. For now, this is what is available and in game today. So starting from the top with prismatic, one of the first exotics you're going to want to unlock as a hunter is going to be Celestial Nighthawk. This pairs with Golden Gun, which is one of your first super abilities you have, and it changes your Golden Gun to 1 high damage shot, and that's going to be a very high damage shot. This is very big in DPS rotations and boss fights. This is probably the premier exotic, the most important exotic you will need to have if you're using Golden Gun. So take a note of that. I do not currently have that exotic helmet, but as you can see, I've just unlocked prismatic and I have Golden Gun and the Silence and Squall super abilities. So make sure you get that just to kind of burn down enemies and bosses faster, to make your run through a little bit more easier. The next exotic you probably want to get is going to be Lucky Pants. Now, if you're just running through and just doing some missions, doing some campaign, you want this to use with hand cannons. You can also use it to help you in PvP a little bit. It improves your sprint, slide, and airborne effectiveness while a hand cannon is equipped. For a short time after being drawn, hand cannons ready faster, are more accurate, and each hit against a combatant increases hand cannon damage. So if you're a hand cannon user and you like using hand cannons currently, that's the exotic you want to grab. If you like playing PvP, or you just want to use your favorite hand cannon and do more damage, you can play around with Lucky Pants. If you are a Void subclass runner and you just want to play on Void, Orpheus rigs are good to provide ability energy for each target tethered by deadfall anchors. Mobius Quiver has an additional shot. So if you are a Void hunter, this is an exotic you can look into getting. Going to the next one down. Some movement and ability kind of boots that you can go with are either Frosty or Stompies. Now Stompies help you have an additional jump and better control on your jumps. Frosties give you better sprint, and it gives you energy to your abilities. You have an increased grenade, melee, and dodge regeneration while sprinting, and dodging increases your sprint speed. So Frosties kind of help with that. So if you want to be a quick little hunter running around in PvP or something, or just running through a map trying to get through as fast as possible, you can go with either one of these. Shards is really good for Blade Barrage. So this helps with your throwing knife final blows, decreasing the cooldown of your super, and then hits and final blows with Blade Barrage will return super energy after the super ends. So this can improve your Blade Barrage if you like the solar subclass Blade Barrage ability. That's something you want to grab. Liar's Handshake is I would say a very big one to get, because if we go to our hunter, one of the abilities you unlock in Prismatic is Combination Blow, and this plays into the Liar's kit, so you can have Combination Blow with that, as well as Stylish Executioner and Winter Shroud. That'll just kind of combine to give you some synergy till you unlock some more aspects. So if you want to have some improved healing and improved abilities with that exotic, we can go and check it out. Using your arc melee ability or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful melee counterpunch that will heal you. So really good for survivability. The gameplay loop is really dodge, punch, and you're dodging because on your gambler's dodge it recharges your melee, and as you punch, it fully refills your class ability energy and restores a small amount of health. So this is just like the loop. You're dodging, punching, dodging, punching. And then if you go into your fragments, you may not have them all unlocked yet, but the loop you're going to want to go for is a Faceted Blessing for final blows, start health regeneration, And then you're going to want Facet of Dawn for melee hits against targets, make you radiant. And then of course your Facet of Protection. When you're surrounded, you are more resistant to incoming damage. And then of course when you're in Transcendence, all of these effects are amplified. So that's Liar's Handshake. That's the first one I unlocked on my hunter. If you go to the next one down, the other one you would want to unlock is Assassin's Cowl. Powered melee final blows grant invisibility and restore a portion of health and shields. Finishers and final blows against more powerful targets increase the duration of the invincibility and the amount of health and shields restored. So Assassin's Cowl is really good at keeping you alive and keeping you out of harm's way. This would probably be the better one if you wanted to go with survival. But I grabbed Liars first just because I have all the aspects unlocked, so I can pick everything I need to kind of get my own Assassin's Cowl out of Stylish Executioner. So Omnioculus is a good Void subclass, just straight Void subclass, not prismatic. You gain a second smoke bomb charge and have damage resistance while invisible. When you make an ally invisible, they gain damage resistance while invisible, and you gain melee energy. So if you're in a fire team or in a raid and you have that equipped, you will be getting better damage resist, invisibility, and better damage resist for your teammates. So if you're playing Void, that's good. Star Eaters is a good set of boots because you gain additional super energy from orbs of power you pick up while your super energy is full. Picking up an orb of power overcharges your super, causing you to gain a burst of healing when cast and a bonus to your super damage. At maximum overcharge, you also gain an overshield. So that's a lot to take in, but it's really good to use on any class. So if you want to focus on additional super energy from orbs of power, and you know, if this is something you want to try and build into, then this is a good set of boots to build with. So it takes a little bit of playing with your abilities and your mods on your armor, but if you get it right, you know, it can work out very well. Renewal graphs give your dust field grenades a much larger effect radius, and then your allies inside the dust field gain frost armor, and targets inside the area deal reduced damage. So this could be really good for, you know, mitigating damage from enemies, as well as getting frost armor for your allies. There's a lot of synergy and builds you can do with different guns that have Rhyme Stealer. So the more guns you get and the more aspects you unlock for prismatic, you can play into frost armor, and as long as your artifact, your seasonal artifact, has frost armor in it, that'll help as well. Currently there isn't too much with stasis, but I believe next season we will have it in the next expansion. So this would be one to kind of have in your back pocket for Edge of Fate if you're coming in at the end of this last few weeks before Edge of Fate, which is July 15th. So if you hop in the game before July 15th, you can play around with this, have this ready to go, and you know, that'll be something good to use come Edge of Fate. just to make sure you got some frost armor in your back pocket. For a good while now, Gerfalcon's Hallberg has been a very good chess piece. Your void weapons gain volatile rounds after you emerge from being invisible, and when you are invisible and defeat a combatant while using a finisher, all of your weapons gain bonus damage. You and nearby allies gain a reserve overshield and improved class ability regeneration. These reserve overshields can be deployed by using a class ability. So right now is a really good time to use this with all the void artifact mods that are out. This would be a really good one to use. This will probably be the next one I unlock as soon as I have an exotic engram and a cipher, just because of all the void and the artifact. So that'll help with survival, it'll help with damage. It's a good offensive defensive chess piece. So Certarachnes Facade, you gain Woven Mail when activating grapple, and you increase flinch resistance while Woven Mail is active. So this one is kind of niche where you're using grapple, and then you can use it in PvP for increased flinch resistance. I haven't used it too much, but I mean it's something you can play with. This Triton Vice is probably really good to try out right now, just because again glaives are in the artifact for the seasonal artifact, so it increases glaive reload speed and melee damage when surrounded. Glaive melee final blows overflow around to the magazine, and glaive projectile final blows detonate in an explosion. So if you're using glaives right now, or you like glaives in the game loop with glaives, that's something you can grab as well. So Mothkeeper's Wraps is kind of like the armor piece that makes you into basically a hive enemy. How they have those moths that explode. Your grenade becomes a cage of oil moths that release on impact and fly toward the nearest target or ally. If they reach a target, they detonate in a blinding explosion. If they reach an ally, the moths grant your ally a void overshield. So kind of an offensive defensive kind of thing going. And then Gifted Conviction's one that's been floating around a lot that I've seen. When you activate Ascension or Tempest Strike, throws bouncing explosives at nearby targets that jolt and damage them. Jolting nearby targets grants damage resistance. So this can kind of go into play with a lot of the weapons that have jolting feedback and stuff like that, or other weapons that give you bolt charge and you jolt enemies that way. But I mean there's a lot of exotics to look at, but the ones I named were kind of stuff that you should grab first. Foe Tracer is probably another good one because of the weapon damage after damaging a target with an ability. So you damage a powerful combatant or guardian with an ability, it temporarily increases weapon damage of the same type, and defeating that mark target with damage that matches the element creates an elemental pickup. So that can be a good one if you're using a lot of the same elements and abilities. And there's other ones I didn't go over in the video, and if you like them or want to read more into them in the screen, you're more than welcome to do that. But the ones I named and kind of went over are the ones that you can kind of go in and make builds with and play around and get more familiar with. If you want to leave a comment over any of the ones that I named and want me to make a build, then feel free to leave a comment. Leave a like if you liked the suggestions or you're enjoying one of the suggestions that I gave. Feel free to leave a comment, and let's have a conversation. Let's bounce ideas off each other. I in the process of getting more videos out. I'm currently working on my hunter and decided, hey, what exotics am I looking to unlock, and what would I be looking to unlock for a as a new player or as a new light going into the campaign for Final Shape. And that's kind of where this video came from. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much, and hopefully this was a good informative video for you guys. I know y'all new players are struggling and trying to get into the game and trying to stay active and playing. Well, this is something you could work towards. If Xur comes, which is every Friday, and has exotic ciphers that you can unlock, then go unlock those. If you got some exotic engrams, save them till you get an exotic cipher. Come unlock these armor pieces. That way you can kind of start build crafting for your super or your abilities or whatever kind of game loop you want to play. And just come in and look at these exotics that I mentioned and see which one you think you'd want to try and build a build for. But I mean, other than that, just find something you're comfortable with, and find something you feel that you can get through the game with. I think Gerfalcon's Hallberg is a really good offensive defensive one. Same thing with Liars or Assassin's Cowl. And then of course, like I said, Celestial Nighthawk is really good for boss damage and just taking out, if you're working on higher end content, you're fighting champions, or you're doing harder lost sectors. Once you finish the campaign, Celestial Nighthawk is really good to burn down those guys. Or you can go with Star Eaters or Shards of Galanor. But I think Celestial is the top choice, just because the Golden Gun does so much damage. This also pairs with the exotic sniper rifle, Steel Hunt. So if you unlock Steel Hunt, it turns the ability that you hold, it turns your 3 golden shots into 1 single golden shot, and does make it powerful, the same as the super version for Golden Gun. So that also pairs with Celestial Nighthawk. But yeah, like I said, it's really up to you guys how you want to play. Hopefully this video kind of gives you an idea of what you want to work towards. Save those exotic engrams, unlock your exotic ciphers from Xur when he comes on the weekend. And then if you do not know where Xur is because you're a new player, from the Master Rahul, you land over there, you load in, run past him, and if it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, you're gonna run where I'm going to now. As soon as you get here, make a hard right, and this is where Xur is at from now until probably the Edge of Fate. Maybe it'll change, but this is where he's been for a while now. He'll be right here. You want to come look to see if he has those exotic cipher quests. That way you can unlock them. I don't know if I have one right now. I don't on my hunter, but you can go to him. He'll give you a quest to unlock exotic ciphers, and you'll be able to come back up here. As long as you have an exotic cipher and an exotic engram, you can pick one of these armor pieces. And that's pretty much the loot for unlocking the exotics. That unless you just pick them up whenever your screen opens, you'll have the exotics load up on this screen, and you can just click them and, you know, randomly roll for an armor piece. But I think, you know, in the sake of your time and your, you know, whatever you have going on outside the game, your best bet is to save your engrams, and then buy your ciphers or unlock your ciphers to come in here and get you some armor. The other place you can get ciphers from, I believe there's some on your, if you have this unlocked. Yeah, so if you have the season pass unlocked, you can get some here as well, I believe. Yeah, so there's one here at level 60. There's an exotic engram. You get exotic engrams on here as well. Uh, 180, you get another exotic cipher. So you get 2 exotic ciphers on the season pass, and if you level up far enough, you start unlocking them from Master Rahul. So as soon as I complete this rank, I will be able to get another cipher, and I can grab the exotic engrams because I don't have any, and I can grab my other piece of armor that I want to unlock. So that's how you want to, you know, go in and unlock everything. Again, thank you guys. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate the time. I really appreciate you watching. Again, leave a like, leave a comment, follow or subscribe, and thank you again for watching. And then, like I said, just let me know what you need, or let me know what I can help y'all with. Until then, I will catch y'all later.